David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go. Today I'm with Carter Woodson in the Shaw neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Carter Woodson is credited with the founding of Black History Week, the forerunner of today's Black History Month. But he's really a lot more than that. Woodson's parents were enslaved. He grows up in Virginia and West Virginia, where he works as a coal miner. He goes to Berea College in Kentucky, then goes on to get a master's degree from Chicago, and then on to Harvard, where he's one of the first two African Americans to earn a doctorate, W.E.B. Du Bois being the first. Now, as he enters the education field, Woodson learns two things. First, there is very little information on Black life and history. And second, there is even less interest in academia about learning more. For example, while Woodson was a member of the nation's leading group of historians, the American Historical Society, he is not permitted to attend their meetings. This message is received loud and clear by Woodson. So, he founds the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. He does this to institutionalize the study of Black history, to make it a real academic discipline. And it's this work, through the association, that is the most remarkable part of his life. This house on 9th Street was called Woodson's office home. Here he runs the association, and here he starts a publishing house that takes on publications that white companies will not. And it's from here where he publishes the Negro History Bulletin and the Journal of Negro History, an academic quarterly publication. The journal never missed an issue. Through the Great Depression, through 2 World Wars, and the loss of various funders, it keeps on going, and it is still published today under the name the Journal of African American History. In our time, when we can get any information instantaneously, I can only think how important these two publications were to people starved of information about their own past. And I can just imagine how excited its readers would be with the arrival of a new issue containing Woodson's latest work. So many people who would go on to be great historians walk through that door, including Rayford Logan and John Hope Franklin. The poet Langston Hughes even worked here as a young man, handling the mailroom, proofreading, and doing all sorts of odd jobs. The house is closed because of COVID. It is largely unfurnished, and there are very few artifacts. It's not a big space, but you can tell every inch of it was used. But I have to say, when I visited, you can feel the energy of this man. You can sense he knows there's so much to discover, so many to mentor, so many things to teach, but he knows, like all of us, he only has so much time. So he is singularly devoted to his vocation. He never marries, has no close family, and he lives simply here on the 3rd floor of the house. And that's where he dies in 1950. He was 74 years old. Woodson's house is just a 10-minute block from that of his good friend, Mary McLeod Bethune, a powerhouse in her own right who we've visited before. So, if you're in the neighborhood, this is a great place. There's lots to do, lots to see, great places to eat, but definitely stop by and visit the houses of these remarkable Americans. Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw. So it's Black History Month. Yeah, February is the shortest month. I guess you just can't catch a break, huh?